Hi guys, Paula here from 38X Fitness and Fusion Plus Pilates. Just wanted to share with you some information regarding one of our programs which we call Kickstart. It is a movement and nutrition based program, and we use it sometimes for some of our challenges. And the nutrition component is based around a low carb eating plan devised by a scientist called Tim Ferriss. He wrote the 4-Hour Work Week and the 4-Hour Body. And I've been using this program for probably about 10 years and it works really well. I combine it with Jo McMillan. She's a doctor in nutrition. And this is her plate model, which I use for everything, and I'll go over that in a little bit. There are 7 components or 7 bits of guideline that we take you through, and that is the first thing is the great news is that you actually have 6 days of really clean, healthy eating based around this plate model, and then you will have 1 cheat day. Every day starts with a protein breakfast, and there's a document that we send you that has a sample menu and gives you some examples of how to follow, what to eat, and etc. etc. There is the first point is, I'm just doing my little notes here. My first point is you only eat smart carbs, and what do we mean by smart carbs? We mean that actually things that are not processed and not glutinous. So tubers, which are pumpkin, sweet potato, carrots, and then you've got beans, legumes, lentils, and then you have quinoa, buckwheat, amaranth. They're all your smart carbs, all right? So you can have all of those in this, and based around the plate model, which I'll go over with you in just a moment. So they're your smart carbs. The things that you don't have, you'll be avoiding all things that are white, like pasta, rice, oats, and or any kind of bread, really. Okay, you can have those on your cheat day. Any kind of fried food, they're all gone. And then rule number 2, we have given you a shopping list on the plan that we send out to you, or the template we send out to you, and you can follow that. So make it really simple. Buy everything on the shopping list. So it's all clean proteins, which is fish, any kind of meat, or if you're a vegetarian, obviously you'll buy more beans and lentils and legumes, and there's tofu and tempeh and all those sorts of things that are based around vegetarian or vegan food. And then so the 1 day off that you get, a cheat day, which is really cool, it's pretty exciting times, so you have to have at least 5 days. The first 5 days you will be having no cheat days or no cheat anything, and then you will have 1 cheat day. Probably it's easy to keep the cheat days over the weekend. You don't have to do the same day every cheat day, but it's 1 cheat day, not Saturday moving over to Sunday. It's just 1. And you save up all your foods that you want to eat, that you're really excited about eating and you're craving for that 1 day. All right, and then you will do the 1 day cheat day. You can actually have a glass of wine, red wine, on 1 or 2 nights a week, but 1 glass, 100 mils. 1 glass is 100 mils. Just so you know, it's not a whole glass in half a bottle into 1 glass. So no buying big glasses to get your red wine in. Try and avoid champagne, beer and white wine. They're the things that are really high in sugar. You want to keep away from the sugar. And this is the thing about keeping your blood sugar levels so they're kind of undulating and not actually spiking up and down. You will get that spike 1 day a week, but that's okay. And then rule number 3 is don't drink your calories, which is making sure that you don't have juices and soft drinks, especially diet soft drinks, or any kind of soft drink really. No milk. You can drink tea and coffee, which is really cool. But if you're going to have coffee and you have milk in it currently, you want to migrate either to some nut milk, but just be mindful of the sugar, the labels. So check out the sugar in the food labels of any food that you have if it's from a packet. Hopefully you're not having any foods that are from a packet, that you're just buying foods as it's meant to be. So fruit and vegetables, and then obviously your proteins, and then obviously your smart carbs and fats. So if you're not having anything from a packet, then apart from your one cheat day, then you are doing pretty good. So at least 4 alcohol-free days. So if you have one cheat day and 2 days of 1 glass of red wine, that's 3. So it's 4 days no alcohol whatsoever. All right, so it's a low carb plan. And then we're talking about fruit. So 1 to 2 pieces of fruit a day maximum, no more than that. With fruit is really good, lots of fiber. But a lot of people snack on fruit, and that brings you back to the snack thing now. So you don't need to eat snacks. So if you're following your plate model, which is this one, I'll bring it a little closer. You can see that the green part is your plant food. So this is your non-starchy vegetables. And then the blue component is your protein. And then the yellow orange component is your smart carbs. And then this is your fats. All right, so you need all of those. If you eat like that 3 times a day, you will not be hungry and not need any snacks. So what's really important here is that you, someone asked me the other day actually about fasting. You don't need to do fasting while you're on this program. But if you're already a faster, like I do time restricted eating, so I fast every day, and I still eat my 3 meals a day, but anywhere between 11 and 7 or 12 and 8. So depending, if you are someone who already does fasting, you can keep it going. And if I wouldn't recommend taking on another new thing if you currently do fasting, but you want to do it. I'd do the program and then take on fasting post that. And then rule number 5, talk about dairy. So no dairy whatsoever. But if you want yogurt, then you can have coconut yogurt, but just check the sugar in the labels, because there's some coconut yogurts that have really high sugar and some that don't. And then rule number 5, no, I've done 5, that's dairy. Rule number 6 is obviously your cheat day. The cheat day is, which we all love, is to make sure that you've had your protein breakfast. And protein breakfast can consist of, like I will have a couple of eggs and some sauteed onions and mushrooms, some tomatoes, some spinach, whatever I've got really. I do a little stir fry, and then I will put that with my eggs. You can also get seeded, sprouted seeded bread from Harris Farm, which is really good. And so I buy the sunflower seed one because there's no wheat, no anything in there. So you can buy those. They're expensive, but you can have a little slice of that. They've got quite some really good gluten-free breads actually at Harris Farm. So go there, unless you have a baker who can make gluten-free breads that you know, they're a local baker that you go to. All right, but they're gluten-free ones if you do that, and only 1 piece of that, otherwise it gets too high in carbs. Okay, and then span your meals 4 hours apart. Yeah, so no snacks, of course, and making sure that you are having your 3 meals a day and following the plate model, which is key. All right, and then some people say it's a little bit boring, but I would recommend keeping it to the same small amount of foods on your shopping list. Make it really easy so it's not stressful. Plan. So you're prepping your food once a week, having all your vegetables chopped up or whatever it looks like in your fridge, planning your, right now, all the 1 pot, whether it's a salad and some protein and smart carbs, or whether it's a 1 pot, casserole or curry or whatever that looks like, making sure that you can be prepared, because that will stop you from falling off the wagon. The other thing is, should you take supplements? If you're a vegan, someone asked me this not long ago, and that is, as long as your protein powder is just a pea protein or a protein that has no fillers, then you're okay to take that. But you don't need to take supplements if you're eating like this. Then you should be getting all your micronutrients. So each one of these pieces of pie is a macronutrient. This is fiber, protein, and fat. They're your macronutrients. And then in each one, there is the component of micronutrients, which are your vitamins and minerals, which you do need. So you won't need supplements if you are eating properly and eat diversely, like a rainbow every day. Obviously, minimum fruit of 1 to 2 pieces, that's key. Use salt or light sauces. This is a question. I probably wouldn't use a jar of sauces. I would actually use some herbs and spices that are either fresh or dried, and some salt and pepper, some olive oil or coconut oil, whatever that is, or ghee. I would use any of those to marinate my food, or to spice up my foods. I wouldn't use any jars. You can make it from scratch, and they're really easy and much more healthful for you. There's no additives and no preservatives. All right. You know about the 4 alcohol-free days. You know about no snacking. I'll tell you the one thing that I've learnt actually over this period of doing this program is a lot of people go, well, I get really hungry. And I can tell you right now, eating vegetables only and a bit of protein is not enough. You need to make sure that you have these other 2 components, that you've got smart carbs and your fats, and that'll make a massive difference. So if you're getting hungry, especially because you're moving every single day, we need you to move every day. I'll get back to the movement part in a minute. So that's mostly about that. I've covered everything in the document. There is a sample eating plan for a week, which comes with the document. And there's a shopping list. There's also a gut pack as well, which you can purchase from us at a reduced rate. And then the other thing we need to talk about is the movement challenge. So the movement challenge part of it is to move every single day. If you own a heart rate belt, the MyZone belt, which you know we're a fan of, because you can track it, you can use it anywhere. You want to be getting at least 100 MEPs every day. So we know that when we move and we eat well, then those 2 things combined are a massive thing to what changes in your body. All right, and that also changes not only your gut health, the way you sleep, the way you handle stress, but everything. So everything is intertwined, and you need everything to be in a bit of a balance. So moving, nutrition, that is our program, guys. The Kickstart is an awesome way to go. Any questions, come back to us. You know, we're always here to help you out. Anyway, see you soon.